Peace, y'all. It's your girl, the real Tony Hickman. So, you ever just had a thought, right? And you wanted to do something, or better yet, you made a rule for yourself that you wanted to stick to, right? And when it's time to stick to that rule, you compromise with your own self and come up with the reason why it's okay for you not to stick to that rule. You ever did that? Like, lots of us have done that, where you just compromise with yourself to go against your better self and not do what is mandatory for your growth. Like, ain't that amazing how we can go against self and just choose mediocrity instead of like the best version of ourselves, and we compromise with ourselves. Like, that's bananas to me. And I've done it. I'm not pointing fingers. I have done this with myself. You know, like, at first I was getting up at 4:30 every morning, and then I just was like, nah, I'm not gonna do that. Nah, I'm gonna get up. Nah, I'm gonna just wait. I done did this so many times with the gym, with all of that. And I'm sure everybody has done that, because that's why people make their New Year's resolutions and then they don't stick to it, you know, because you compromise with your lower self to just stop what you're doing. So your lower self will just be like, nah, we could get away with this. And you're just like, yeah, you're right. Okay, I'm not going to do it. That's amazing to me. And, but what if we didn't compromise? What if we didn't compromise? What if we didn't choose mediocrity? And we chose what is best for our soul, and we chose to follow the calling of our soul and not allow fear to even embed our spirit. What if we were obedient to that degree? Like, what kind of being would we really be? That's the ultimate goal, is to be obedient to the higher self, because the higher self is really telling us everything that we need to do, the goals we need to do, every single thing we need to do for success. We are already guided. We already have the message, but we can go against our own self, our own higher self, and compromise with the lower self. You know, a friend of mine told me that we are split up into like two different dualities, I think he said. He used that word. So we have the higher self and the lower self. And so the higher self knows direction for us. It knows what we need to go through, how we need to be, how we need to control our emotions, who we need to be with, who we need to acknowledge, you know, who we need to grow on, not grow away from, who we need to grow on so that they can pick up information from us and grow. Like, all of that. You know, the higher self knows what we should be doing, but the lower self is content with complacency and comfort and does not want you to go and do and be your greatest self. So when you go against the lower self has these grabs, and it's just like, hold up, what you doing? No, it's okay. Go ahead and eat that cake. Go ahead. You can have another shot. It's okay. You can have another shot. It ain't gonna hurt you that much. You know? You can do all of that, because that is your lower self. Right? That lower self will say, man, my nerves bad. Go give me a cigarette. But the higher self is like, you're so much bigger than that. You are so beautiful. You know, if you stop and really start listening to your higher self, you can be amazing if you just work on consistently being obedient. Y'all, the book is A Man's Cry for Health. I talk about so much in this book. It's really dope. I actually done read it a couple of times myself, because sometimes I go through it. My higher self wrote the majority of that book. So I go through it and I see lessons for me. Like, dang, you know, maybe I should have dealt with this situation a little bit different when I was dealing with my dude, you know. The book and the album is on TonyHickman.com. The book is about erectile dysfunction, emotions, all of that. You know, there's a reason that men have committed more suicide than women, violently. That touched my heart when I did that research, you know. So, anyway, I love y'all. Go to TonyHickman.com, cop the project, go to my link in my bio and watch the video. And it's on iTunes. It should be on all social media. I mean, not social media, but you know what I mean, like sites like iTunes. Anyway, I love y'all. Peace.